Hey everyone, Houston Math Prep here. We are going to introduce the perfect square method for simplifying square roots. We have an additional video for simplifying square roots that is about prime factorization or a factor tree. So if you feel like that's something you've gone over before and maybe that's a more familiar method for you, or when you get to the end of this video you just feel like maybe you want to see the other method, check that video out. I find that one to be at least as helpful as this one. So in this video we're going to be talking about perfect square method, and you can see all of the perfect squares that I've listed from 1 to 15. We're not really going to be using 1 squared is 1, so this one may be not quite as useful as the others. But knowing perfect squares up to 15 times 15 is pretty good. Most people probably know up to at least 10 or 12, but knowing up to 15 can be good to using this method. And we are going to use these and our knowledge of these to reduce or simplify square roots. So let's look at our first example. I've got my perfect squares listed down the left-hand side here. But you can see if we want to reduce square root 12 or simplify square root 12, the idea is that we want to get the smallest number under the root possible. What we'll do is we'll think about our perfect squares and we'll think, is there anything on our list of perfect squares that divides evenly into 12? And then we will pull that out. So for example, I'm here at 12. I know I can't pull out anything bigger than 12, so I can't really go past 9 because everything past 9 is bigger. And if I notice 4 on my list goes into 12. So I want to think of square root 12 as square root of 4 times 3. In other words, I'm using this 4 from my list. I could split it up 2 and 6. 2 times 6 is 12, but neither of those are perfect squares. So doing something like square root of 2 times square root of 6, that's not really gonna help us a lot because none of those are perfect squares. So looking here, now what we can do with that is think about this as square root of 4 times the square root of 3. And we simply say now what the square root of 4 is. We know that the square root of 4 is exactly the number 2. And so the square root of 12 simplifies to 2 times square root 3. And that would be our answer, just pulling out the square root of 4 for this first example. If you look at this one, simplifying square root of 45, so I can think down my list all the way up to 45. I don't need to consider anything below 36 on my list because everything else is bigger than 45. So if I go down my list, the first thing that I notice right here is that 9 is a perfect square and it goes into 45. And if you do a little bit of dividing there, you can think to yourself, 9 times what gives me 45? 9 times 5 gives us 45. So we want to think of this as 9 times 5. And then we'll split up the idea into square root of 9 times square root of 5. Reason being, now use our perfect square that we know, the square root of 9 is indeed 3, and so this is 3 square root 5. So we have a reduced number under the root. 5 is smaller than 45. We do this so that we can state everything in simplest terms, just like we reduce fractions to simplest terms so that we can compare answers with each other and tell if we have the same thing. We also might want to see if we have like terms. So if you're combining any sort of square root terms, you always want to reduce whatever number you have inside the root. For our next one, simplify square root 30. So if I go down to all the way to 30, which would be right here after 25, it turns out for this one, 4 does not go into 30. 9 does not evenly go into 30. 16 goes into 32, but not 30. 25 doesn't go into 30 either. So none of these perfect squares will go into 30. And so the answer to this problem is actually just the original problem itself. There's no way to simplify this. There are no perfect squares that go into 30. You can do 6 times 5, you can do 3 times 10, but none of that has perfect squares. So we actually cannot reduce the square root of 30, and we would just leave that as our answer. For our next one, simplifying square root 72, so I want to consider all the way down the list past 64 would be where I would want to stop. What you don't have to do is you don't have to think about the biggest thing. Maybe you look at the list and you go, oh, I know the biggest thing that goes into 72 that's a perfect square. And if you do, that's great. You're going to have a little bit of a shorter path to the answer. If you don't, it's still going to work out okay. You'll just have to do it bit by bit. So I'm going to pretend that I just happened to notice that 4 goes into 72, and I say I caught it right away. So I'm going to go ahead and write this as 4 times something. So if you want to work out on your calculator, you'll figure out that 4 times 18 is 72. So I turn this into square root of 4 times 18. So I go ahead and break this up now, square root 4 times square root 18. And I know that the square root of 4 is 2, so I go ahead and write 2 square root 18. And that is reduced, and it's somewhat simplified, but it's not simplified all the way. And the reason for that is because the square root of 18 can still be reduced. If I look at this next thing on the list here, 9, it turns out 9 goes into 18, which I still have under the root. So if I'm doing this from here, I would then say square root of 9 times 2. And then I could go ahead and separate my root, so make it root 9 times root 2. I'm going to go ahead and change my square root of 9 to 3. Now remember, I already have a 2 on the outside, so we don't want to forget there's a 2 times 3 on the outside. And so that's going to give us actually 6 square root of 2. So if you do it bit by bit, that's okay. You're just going to take a couple of steps to get there. What we could have noticed that would have gotten there more quickly is that actually 36 is the biggest perfect square that goes into 72. So right away, if we had said square root of 36 times 2 makes 72, then when we pull out square root of 36, right away the square root of 6 is 6. Sorry, the square root of 36 is 6, and we get 6 root 2 in one step. So if you don't see the biggest one, that's okay. It just may take you an extra step or two to get where you want to go. Looking at this next one, square root of 20. So if we think about something that goes into 20, 4 goes into 20. That's about the only thing that goes into 20 on our list here. So I go ahead and think of square root of 4 times 5, which I then separate, and I make it square root of 4 times square root of 5. And I go ahead and change square root 4. We know that is 2, and so our answer is 2 root 5. Looking at this next one, the number getting a little bit bigger, 324, this is where it starts to really stretch us, because if you notice, 324 is actually past where I've written down, right? So maybe you just kind of go with our old method of, well, I'll just pick anything that I notice that works. And I think that 4 goes evenly into 324. And if you thought that, you are correct. It turns out that 4 times 81 is 324. So I go ahead and I split that up, square root 4 times square root 81. And now interesting thing here happens, right? The square root of 4, which we plan to pull out, is 2. But look here, do you notice that, oh, this is actually something from our list. That's a perfect square as well. So we go ahead and change the square root of 81 to 9. So I have 2 times 9. And that actually gives me 18. So it turns out 18 squared is 324. Maybe we didn't know that large, but just using this method of pulling out some perfect squares a little bit at a time helped us arrive at that answer. If you look at something like this, and so this is kind of our final example, this may be a great, I guess, indicator of check out the other video. The other method may be a little nicer, especially with big numbers. If we have a hard time with really big perfect squares, sometimes that's the only option. So you may not actually notice that 169 is the biggest thing that goes into 2535. That's the biggest perfect square that will go into that, believe it or not. And so what we would then need to do is we would need to figure out, okay, well, 169 times something, right? And it turns out times 15. And then I could go ahead and split this up, 169 times root of 15. And from our list here, we know that the square root of 169 is actually 13. So we get 13 times square root 15. Not an easy one, not the easiest thing to do. It might take a lot of button pushing on your calculator to figure that out. So I would say go ahead and check out our other video. It's about prime factorization, doing the same simplification with roots using prime factors or using a factor tree. You may have seen it done that way. So check out our other video. Hope this one or the other one helps you. Good luck with these.